So Putin, tell us why you invaded Ukraine. Very well. To tell you this full story, I'll need about 30 to 40 seconds if that's okay, of some background information to provide. In the beginning, about 13.8 billion years ago, back when Russia and Ukraine had no conflict, because the ever expanding cosmic universe was condensed into a peanut. It was pretty hard drawing borderlines on a cosmic peanut. Am I right, Tucker? The Big Bang Theory happened, and suddenly planets and solar systems and stars and galaxies stretched beyond our imagination. And they start existing. And the universe has life in it. And these planets and stars and black holes and you know, planets with life forms, and eventually, you know, some odd 4.54 billion years ago, the Earth was created, right? The Earth is the planet we live on, Tucker. We live on this planet. Anyways, the dawn of mankind is often disputed. Anatomical humans, anatomically modern humans emerged around 300 years ago in Africa. Of course, we Russians couldn't stick around Africa, 'cause the niggas. So we moved into what we call Russia today. Now, technically, Ukraine doesn't exist. Ukraine is a figment of our imagination. It's just ideas and beliefs perpetrated by the Polans. Right? Look at the Russian map. You see the Russian map? So you bring it up on your phone, or just grab a globe or a map at your local library. You'll see the country Poland and Ukraine fit so beautifully. Oh, a chef's kiss, a delight. It fits so beautifully into Russia. It fits those borderlines. You almost like, you cut it with silk fabric cutters, It was a perfect style of fashion to fit right together. And during the Soviet Union, they all spoke Russian, whether they liked it or not, right? Whether they liked it or not, they spoke Russian. Now, Hitler was born April 20th, 1889, exactly 100 years before Taylor Swift's album. I'm just saying. Anyways, Hitler was born in Brno Alman in Austria-Hungary and was raised near Linz. He lived in Vienna. Later, in the first decade of the 1900s, before moving to Germany in 1913, he was decorated during his service in the German army in World War I. In World War I, many speculate this, but it's true. It's true. I'm Putin, all right? My father was fighting in that war too. And he got caught under intense German suppression fire. Even though it's virtually impossible to confirm this, right? My father brazenly ran through the line of fire, took an enemy base. Out of the back of that said base that he captured and claimed ran a man with a very unique mustache. Now, of course, this is no way to prove it, but we all know that this guy was Hitler. Right? My father and the rest of my bloodline vowed that day that we shall never let anyone go again, right? Never gonna let, people go unchecked. Hey, listen, it's fucking Russia. Russia owned Ukraine. The Soviet Union was essentially everything on that lower west side of Russia. I owned it, right? Now, Ukraine, Poland, even Argentina, fuck it. Even Argentina You guys better come back to your daddy. Hey, don't make me have to tell you again to come to daddy. Alright? Around 15 to 22 million deaths happened in World War One. So relatively speaking, this major Russian-Ukrainian war is just a fucking conflict. It's just a regular old errand of grievances. It's not a conflict. Yeah, well, it's a light conflict, you know? It's a conflict like you had at work, you know? You got into an argument with somebody or something, and you're like, You know, you go home, sleep on it, wake up the next day, it's normal. It's fucking, you forget about it. You know, a little conflict, right? That's basically what this whole thing is going. The Poles at this time in Germany, right, in World War, in the World War, World War One, Poles at the time were staging their coup, right? While all the people were, all the men were fighting from the Soviet Union. Poles start doing their, taking these Russian citizens and brainwashing them to speak languages and indoctrinate them into their way of living. These damn sneaky Poles, right? Germany, once under Hitler, invaded Poland multiple times for his land that connects the eastern seaboard so perfectly. Again, I gotta. It just the eastern seaboard and the western. It's just so. It's just, you just want it. It's perfect for naval warfare too. It's a beautiful. You got a little bay. It's amazing. Right. Enough about the land. Anyways, World War II started. The Soviet front won. Right. This is World War II. Right. This is all the Soviet. Right. Y'all motherfuckers must have forgot. How many people? 27 million Soviet Union soldiers died in World War II. To put that into perspective, 4.3 million Germans died. The Germans were tough, right? Every German soldier had to kill around 6.2 Soviets approximately, right? One guy had a kill-death ratio of just a little bit above. It was so about 7. 6.2 is, it's lean. You can't do more. You're doing more than a sixth. You know what I mean? So if you did 6, if you only killed 6 and then you got shot, people go, no, they died in the corner. But anyways, us Russians are strong, right? My people are strong. They can handle a little war now and then, right? Especially when it gets cold. Y'all motherfuckers forgot how hard it is. Russia's big. It's the biggest. I think it's the biggest country, right? And if Canada's mostly trees, though. I don't know what I would imagine. Most of my citizens are hiding in those trees, still waiting for you guys, man. The Allied forces won World War II, but Russia lost the battle big time, right? Do you mind if I play Air Supply's Out of Love, Tucker? No? Okay, no worries. Naturally, the Poles worked on their pseudo-gypsy bullshit after the World War II, again. This was, remember we were talking about in the World War One, they were starting it. Now they're continuing on with their shit. After World War II, America branched out to fight wars in Korea, Vietnam, Iraq, Afghanistan, etc., Libya, Gaza, Iran, etc., Nicaragua, Argentina, much of North Africa, etc. And then these Polish infidels started branching out, and their bullshit propaganda spread too, much like the U.S., stationed all around. You know what I mean? Started, some weird Polish dialect started coming up around this time. Now, Volodymyr Zelensky, right, was born in January 25th. Trust me, Tucker. I'm gonna get to the reason why we invaded Ukraine. Right? There's a lot of Polish, more dropping this a minute, but now we gotta get to Ukraine. Now, Volodymyr Zelensky, right, was born January 25th, 1978. I mean, come on, fucker. Come on, man. Come on, Tucker. This fucker took my fucking Volodymyr. Some Wario, that's some Mario and Wario level Volodymyr Zelensky. Vladimir Putin. The motherfucker took my name, bro. I gotta take it personal. He took my name, dude. I gotta take it personal. Anyway, I mean, it's just personal, right? Zelensky, much like many other Jews, started a production company real deep into, as his first career, which Zelensky played Ukrainian fictional president. Right? Look, I may be a dictator, but I'd never star in a hit TV show about me like a fucking hack. You know what I mean? Like a hack. Hey guys, I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna be president. I'm gonna make a little sitcom and be. That's just how you know Ukraine's making it up as they go. It's fucking like, yo. And I think Ronald Reagan did that too. But let's be real. The U.S. presidents are sitting ducks. The U.S. president, Biden can't form a sentence. There's no way he can make a decision, right? I'm fucking Putin. I'm fucking Putin. Medium J gave me the N-word pass. Yuck. 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 Real shit. Anyways, with the help of NATO and countless countries, spending packs, we're talking U.S., we're talking Canada. These guys are just sending these Zelensky money. He's been able to fight off a fraction of our army, right? Zelensky's got into an office. And he just stopped calling Russia, right? As soon as Zelensky got into power, I ain't getting no phone call, right? I'm thinking, yo, Ukraine, you're a very big, state in Russia, right? You're a good province of Russia, right? You're a good, giant bordering city of Russia, right? And he just stopped calling him, like, yo, did you y'all must have forgot or something, right? Like what we were, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, how come we don't talk no more? How come we don't even talk no more? And we don't even call no more? We don't barely keep in touch at all? And I don't even feel the same love when we hug no more? And I heard through the grapevine we was beefing now. After all the years we've been down, ain't no way, no how. This bullshit can't be true. We family. Ain't a damn thing changed unless it's you. Well, Ukraine, it was you. With the influence of these the Polish brainwashing, y'all. Ukraine, come back. You can blame it all on me. Ukraine, come back. From the white to the Black Sea, all the land belongs to me. Ukraine, come back. You can blame it all on me. You can even throw in Kyiv. Just Ukraine, come back. Tucker, to get to why I declared Russia to invade Ukraine, you have to ask Ukraine why they left their daddy. Ukraine, why did you leave your daddy? Daddy's worried about you. I'm having a hard time sleeping. Wonder how Ukraine's doing. You know what I'm saying? All they have to do. Hey, listen, I'm gonna be real. All they have to do, call a nigga. Just call a nigga. You know what I'm saying? Just call. Hey, y'all. We saw we coming back. Y'all ran away. You know what I mean? Like a scared little child ran away. Now we sent the army to come get you. Know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? Ukraine and Russia go back like brother and sister. Russia is brother, Ukraine, little sister. She found a new boyfriend, Poland, And nowadays, the sex with her brother just doesn't feel so right. To really explain why we invaded Ukraine, we must first take a brief 3.5 seconds. This is Tucker, listen. I'm going to be real, Tucker. It's only going to take 3.5 seconds, 4 seconds tops. But I'll try to go for 2 seconds, Tucker, promise. And we got to ponder the future. We have to look into the future. Zelensky, along with Ukraine's allies, all get stimulus packages, right? This is somewhere in the year 2100s, right? 100 years from now. They're getting, stimulus packages. All the allies from the Americas, you've been, the Americas been funding the war for 20 plus years at this point. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I got so about. I'm bad at math. Sorry. So about like 2040, 2045. Been funding for 20 plus years. That has no end in sight. Till you decide to pack your bags up and leave, right? Ukraine's GoFundMe finally runs out. Russia, well, still roughly less than 20% of their full army, comes in. We sign some treaties and we go home, right? We could do that. We could bust that out real quick, right? We don't know. You know what I'm saying? You could go home. We know what I want. We don't know what Ukraine does with that freedom. We don't know what they're gonna do. We're not gonna. I mean, listen. They're in debt. They're fucking constantly in debt. Russia's got a great economy. Russia's got for an ongoing war for the last few years of straight up war. We've got a pretty good economy, right? Just don't look at any index funds of Russia. But Ukraine, listen, they go into debt as a freestanding country. You know what I'm saying? Come back home, Ukraine. It's cold outside. Poland hasn't been satisfying you. If America's paying your bills, America's paying your bills. Poland hasn't been satisfying. You know what I'm saying? Poland's obviously not helping you. America's the one. You can't. Ukraine's like a whore you pass around at a dinner party, right? She's making her way. She's got a man for every little thing, right? It's crazy, man. Ukraine. I want that old thing black. Oh yeah. I want it back. Our time when we spoke Russian. Remember that? Remember when we all spoke Russian? And everyone had to do what I say. Remember that? That was so nice. So beautiful. It was amazing. It was brilliant, right? Now, if we jump forward, when we take a look at the collapse of the known universe, roughly 14 billion years from now, right? This is just fast forward after everything. These measly borders won't matter. They won't matter, right? For after humanity either reaches planetary travel or gets wiped out by a cataclysmic asteroid, long after our current society is long gone, turning us into ancient civilization, the historians they'll find some bones next to the Russian border, and the future historians will confirm that these bones had to have been Russian, right? Look at the map, the whole map, right? Hold out your arm's length, right? Any arm span you have, right? Any child, unless you don't have arms, right? This is a highly offensive, proposition for you. So I apologize for all the people without arms. But anybody, just imagine a two-hand, roughly, I don't know, arm span length, right? You're comparing to, I don't know, a finger. This is what Ukraine to Russia is. You gotta understand that. No Ukrainian speaks Ukrainian. No Ukrainian speaks just Ukrainian, right? They speak Ukrainian, but Ukrainian was a fucking. It's basically the Pig Latin of our. It's the X-ray of Russian. It's just the dialect came in from the Poles. That it was a bastardization of the Balkanists that turned it into the Polish, that turned it into the Ukrainians. And at the end of the day, it's all just a bastardization of what we fucking once had in the Soviet Union, you know what I mean? These gypsy lords, got hyphy and decided to break off daddy's supply chain, you know what I'm saying? Now, let's be real, Tucker. Russia doesn't even recognize the Ukrainian language and refer to it as the language of the witch. Tucker, if I could just give you a brief side note, right? No more than half a second. No more than half a second, Russia. Tucker. You know, I call you Russia. I paid you enough, so you might as well be Russian. In the American movie series The Avengers, Doctor Strange foresees 14,605 possible timelines in the future where Thanos wins. Well, I took the time to run several advanced software programs. With the help of a secret Russian AI, I ran exactly 28 million foreseeable futures. I actually have the documents too. If you want to see them, Tucker, I got the documents right there. I could airdrop them to you too. I have physical copies as well as copies in several secure fucking software bank accounts, email accounts. And with the 28 million foreseeable futures that I ran this program in, only one of them contains a future where Ukraine and Poland successfully win their independence back, right? Russia is inevitable. Russian fangirl Bert Kreischer made a living off one trip to Russia. One trip. Change your fucking life, man. Boss you. That's just a regular weekend too. All of his partying that he does is just a regular weekend in fucking Russia, you know what I'm saying? Listen, Tuck, I'll be real with you. Rich Russian oligarchs, I'm gonna be real with you. They're up my ass, man. I'm gonna be real. They put a lot of money in weapons, they got a lot of money in the weapons manufacturing, and they get a lot of money in the weapons utilization of this. Ammo's not cheap. We know this. They want to drone strike a few innocent civilians in Ukraine sometimes. They pay the money, they can do that. Like a trip to the zoo. It may be cruel for the animals in the cages, but we have to do it. You know what I'm saying? They're rich people. Right? I may be the motherfucker that owns this. It's a big land. I can't just be me on my own. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, they are saying we are hunting the Ukrainians for sport. Now, to really explain truly what is going on, we're going to have to take a brief detour, just a little brief tour, to explain hunting. No more than just a few sentences, right? Now, the earliest arrowheads from bow and arrows have been found 60 to 72,000 years ago in Africa. Then the horse was added to these bow and arrows. It was called the cavalry, cavalry archery, right? Archery was, introduced. Then the revolver became a very pivotal moment in society because it basically eliminated all bow and arrows from war. Artillery, naval, drone strikes. You can name the weapons that changed the game. Right now, we're finding out, and we have a lot of secrets that we're not telling. We're Russia, right? We're Russia. We're not gonna tell you shit. We ain't gonna have to tell you shit. This whole speech that I'm talking about doesn't matter. But I digress. The idea of having nukes, if everybody in the world had nukes, how safe would we truly be, right? the world's seen advancements, such, so many advancements: stealth planes, tanks, trench warfare, the utilizations of gas and chemicals and biological warfare. And I would argue that the first start of the world wars, if it was to be documented 100 years from now, World War III. And the first true document you would have to ask yourself is, America themselves was in a fucking 20-year war with Afghanistan pulled out, and the Taliban had no problem taking over the land that they occupied. So essentially telling and real world pulling up the fucking real facts that the 20 years that all the soldiers spent, all the people that basically worthless for money. Well, for money, actually it was very pricey. You would imagine that you go to war, you stubbornly stay in it. You don't get any land. You actually don't even control any true capture of the citizens the way they think. People come to East Indians, Palestinians, Middle Eastern, Iranian, Afghanistan, Pakistan, they come to the Americas, right? They come to the America, and they have no real respect for American culture. They don't have any real adaptation to their culture. They come in there and they just, got their 7-Eleven. They got their little quickie mart. They got their taxi company. But they attribute to the economy. Right? Now imagine the East Indians, they're Polish. And imagine every time somebody that speaks English, goes to a party, hangs out with an East Indian, right? That East Indian converts them to their religion, right? The American religions would be gone, right? All of Christian values, because you keep getting converted to Muslim, right? It's the same thing, exact same thing. Now imagine if your kids are growing up as terrorists, right? Fighting for the jihads, right? Exact same thing. It's even worse. Because Ukraine, it's like my little fucking, little bailing her out. You bail her out all day, bail her out. But Ukraine, you don't have to keep, Ukraine quit playing. You don't have to keep playing like this. I have to do me like, don't do me like that. Don't do me like that. Ukraine, I loved you, baby. Oh, don't do me like that. Ukraine, listen. We can talk. Call me up. You know what I'm saying? And again, Tucker, I'll tell you, it's really important. I'll get to why I invaded Ukraine. But first, we got to talk, Ukraine. You got to call me up. We hash out some things. We stop what's going on, you know what I'm saying? We all know fucking how much money you can make when weapons manufacturing. We all know war is necessary because it generates profits, keeps people keeps the citizens working towards a goal, and it keeps the government. It's a perfect excuse to just blow money. It's nice. War is beautiful. I could do this like Captain America. I could do this all day. I'm Cap. I could do this all day, no cap. You know what I'm saying? These niggas, man. These Polish niggas, man. These Ukrainian niggas, man. Has Ukraine ever not needed to borrow money? Think about it. Before the war, remember when they were in debt? Remember when the American president somehow had a laptop in and y'all silenced it? Remember that shit? Remember that? Remember that? Remember? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, man. How the fuck was this guy getting money from Ukraine? You know what I mean? And how are they? They started a. I don't know. They started a war just to justify the weird spending, or did I catch y'all, motherfuckers? Hmm. Tell you why I fucking eat it. I'll tell you. I'll fucking tell you. Tell you why I invaded Ukraine, man. But first, we gotta ask, why did Ukraine leave? You know what I'm saying? Why'd Ukraine go? Where'd you go, Ukraine? You're having a hard time making it on your own. You're having a hard time realizing who you are. You found your independence maybe, but when America's funding how are you independent, right? Again, with the establishment consistently falling on its own, right? Your own government, your fucking president. Let's be real. He was an actor. He was an actor that acted as president. Listen. I love the idea of fucking Terry Crews or fucking, as president, or The Rock as president. But that's fucking, deep down that shit don't work. You need a fucking guy like me to get in there. Listen, I've been president. Democracy works. They voted me every single. My people voted Putin every single time. Every single time, right? And Hillary Clinton may have bodies, right? Let's be real. She may have bodies that she kind of gets, or 22 first, whatever, friends just magically disappear. Listen, I'm going to say it right out. Everybody that runs against me in Russia just winds up missing. That's just how it goes. I don't have the digits on my fingers, right, to count the digits of people that have disappeared, right? They go missing. I'm gonna be 100 with you, Tucker. I'm gonna be 100 with you. I am also going to get to why I am eventually. But first, we make it. Russia does so much for the world of politics, right? China respects Russia. Never had a problem with China. Never had a problem with China. Only people to ever successfully defend off the Mongolians. Who? Soviets. The Soviets. First man to build a house. Soviets. Soviets invented sex too. The Soviets invented a lot of things, and I'm trying to get that back. I'm just trying to get that back. And with all of the advancements, the drones, the stealth bombers, the Apache helicopters in war, all the fighting and all the incessant bickering and the fucking war game tables that these politicians play, all of it, all of these, technology and pondering of whether or not what's going to happen, ultimately means nothing when I drop a nuke on Ukraine if they don't surrender this year.